What does that mean exactly? Meaning what? Care to elaborate?
Well, I'm the one that has to deal with most of this shit. It's always me,
Really?
Jonah, Saab, and I have to deal with Jonah and Saab non-stop. Jonah and Saab and their decision making.
What a hard life you must live.
It's a terrible life. Saab has some good quality as a leader, but overall he's ass. He has no backbone.
You are on trial here.
Okay. Now it's 1. 2. You seem like you have some things to say to me as far as my leadership, and I'm more than happy to discuss it with you. Because you know, I like hearing feedback. I know that you have a certain kind of type of way when you see, you know, second in command and how things are done. Maybe I go about it a different kind of way, and I just want to hear your perspective on it.
Well, truthfully, you know, I was seeing red in that moment, and it's probably for the best that I got stopped from speaking, because I was just being very out of order.
Yeah, but there's some truth to what you're saying, right? So,
I think for me, a lot of my anger was channeled from Jonah at the moment.
Jojo, give us a minute real quick. We're having a private conversation.
Yeah, did we leave any cards behind the apartment?
Give us a minute.
I'm sorry, okay.
And, you know, the frustration came out at that point. I mean, if I'm being honest with you, I think sometimes as a leader, you deflect and maybe point fingers instead of taking fault.
Okay. Can you provide me with like an example or something that recently that comes to mind so I can at least see your perspective? I'm not trying to put you on the spot here, but I'm just trying to see what you mean by that. Or something recent that I can, you know, relate to.
I think like overall, it was just like recently, I guess like with the Barney's thing, telling us like we gotta lock it in.
Yeah, I mean, I should be leading the charge on that for sure. Yeah.
I mean, it's just like it's just more small things than big things. I think overall, you're the best fit to lead us. And I know that there's a ruthless Saab, but we don't need a ruthless Saab, and I guess it's just my nature that desires that ruthless Saab.
Uh-huh.
And that's like, you know, from the court today, you know, it was, you know, maybe an opening for me to realize that the old way of Cyprus is gone.
And that's how I saw it. Part of me wants to be ruthless and be that second in command who's just bossing people around. But the way I saw it is more like a family. Where sometimes I have to step in and be the bad guy, or sometimes I have to step in and just, you know, allow people to make mistakes and have them learn from it.
Yeah, I mean, I do think you're a bad guy when it's needed. I don't think like you're just like soft, you know. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just really accustomed to stern, hard leaders.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it was just how I was raised in this gang life, so it's hard to not desire that.
I don't blame you. I mean, you're a product of your own environment as far as how things were here previously. I'm new to this whole thing as far as like, you know, Cyprus, no Cyprus. So I get your perspective. But if there's something that like, as far as like, you know, not taking accountability and responsibility, that is something I, you know, care a lot about. So if something like that happens, or you feel like in the past, I'm deflecting a lot, I definitely want to work on that. Because at the end of the day, the buck stops with me, right? And leaders don't deflect. They lead, and they take responsibility.
Absolutely. So I mean, again, you know, I was seeing right in the moment. It's not really something like I ponder often. So it was. I think I was just trying to add fuel to the flame.
Okay. And
But,
listen,
I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah. I would just say like the biggest thing is just deflection.
Okay, noted.
I'll if I see it happening, I'll pull you aside and
I would appreciate that for sure. Like I
Just
said,
ask for clarification, because sometimes maybe I think you're deflecting, but you really don't think you're deflecting. So
yeah, and that's when communication, you know, comes down to it. We talk and be on the same page. Now, as far as JoJo, listen, I understand you might feel a certain kind of way, okay? And things are not gonna just, you know, move in one night. Might take some time.
I'll put it past me.
But
I'll
I
get
know
over
you're a
it.
professional. You know, just we gotta get past this, right?
100%.
And it cannot linger and affect the group too much to where we have to circle back to it, because that's gonna be a bigger problem.
No, I'll move past it. I'll be good. I mean, unfortunately, the reality of the situation is he just doesn't know Lang, and he didn't. I guess he didn't realize that he was also saying things that was driving a different narrative than what actually happened. Because never once did we ever want to shift the blame onto you to get you hurt over JoJo. The ultimate goal was to get no one hurt.
I believe them. I believe you guys had good intentions, that you're trying to help out instead of hurt. So it's just the way he kind of just perceived it. And obviously, and I love JoJo, but he's not great at communicating how he feels or what really happened. So it came off a certain kind of way, and just it kind of just, you know, went from there.
Well, the way he communicates will always put him in the spotlight and everyone else like under it. So this is how he is.
And that's something we need to talk about, because like that can't be something that comes up often. And you know, I had a conversation with him about communication and being direct and not trying to, you know, you just explain it what happened instead of how you felt about it, right? Feelings are not facts.
Right. I think that's exactly the problem. Is he was explaining it based off of how he felt we were trying to push a narrative, when simply we just were afraid of him getting killed. Because the reality is, Lang shot you in the foot a week and a half ago, and has made very clear threats that if, you know, some of us talk to these entities, they're gonna die. So how are we to not think that, holy shit, Jonah's on the chopping block?
Yeah, I mean that's fair. But spreading that kind of fear can also backfire too as well.
Well, and that's clearly the case. So it's lesson learned from all parties.
Yep. Well, that's all I got, my boy.
All right.
You got anything else for me?
Oh, I'll be so
Okay.
like early again, right?
Yeah, but we're at nighttime, we got work. We're going down to the docks. We're still in this slot machine. Now, here comes the problem. Cops might show up, though.
That's all right.
So I think what we do is we dress up like bell workers. And we say we're making a delivery to Polito. We take the semi to Polito. We get to the back of the bell. We unload it into our van. And we get the out.
All right.